Hey folks, this is Richie McAllister, the Dick Mick, and I figured what the hell, I might as well do a commentary on the very first episode I ever did, Scooby-Doo. This is my first time doing a commentary, so I really ain't got much to, I really don't have much practice with this. Well, what you're seeing here is you're seeing my very first opening, and it's not very good. As you can tell, the lighting isn't very good, and I don't have any of the backgrounds behind the videos or the pictures when I go into explaining on the voiceover. This was like very early, and I didn't have much of an idea of what the hell I was doing, so I just kind of ran with it the best I could. Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, I wasn't very experienced at this. I'm still kind of working my way through, and I was just getting started in the format. The funny thing about this is Scooby-Doo was actually my second review that I've ever written. It wasn't the first one. The first one was actually Back to the Future, and I didn't really think about doing that one first, probably because I wrote the Scooby-Doo one first. I just completed the Back to the Future one first. As you can tell for the whiteboard, as I like to call it, the whiteboard was actually a whiteboard at one point, and I was going to start off with just having little drawings and stuff, and it didn't work out because then I'd have to stop every single take that I have to be on camera and actually draw a new picture that's relating to what it is that I'm working on. And then I stopped and looked at it, and I went, no, this isn't going to work. So I kind of nixed that whole idea, and then I took the whiteboard and covered over with that yellow card that you see behind me every once in a while. That yellow card is my chroma key, and as you can tell from the background in my room, it's green, and I have the Chicago flag behind me, so I have the blue too. The fact that I wear both blue and green Hawaiian shirts, as my character does, it's kind of hard to key in. You see what I mean? I mean, it's green. Well, anyway, the reason why I decided to do Scooby-Doo at all was because, well, it was funny. My brother was, at one point, kind of very, very interested in Scooby-Doo, and I really didn't understand why. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are already familiar with what I like as a normal human being. I actually like Ghostbusters quite a bit. And the whole Scooby-Doo Ghostbuster thing kind of makes me laugh my ass off because my brother would be like, oh, well, ghosts don't exist, and then I'm going, well, I got some evidence to back that up, all that stupid bullshit. And the thing was, in all honesty, I guess if I have to explain why I decided to do Scooby-Doo is to basically start by saying the reason why I got into adaptations to review in the first place is because for some reason, adaptations never seem to go well. Not always. I mean, there's some that actually you can forgive. There's ideas that they expand upon. There's a whole bunch of other shit that, we don't really think about as normal people. And we kind of, well, the way I look at it is, you can't have it exact. There's a lot of material you gotta compress in some instances. But the reason why I started doing adaptations in the first place is because of Scooby-Doo. It's because of this movie. They've gotten so many things changed. It was just irritating. I mean, I don't even know how the hell you can make a movie out of something like this in the first place. It's really kind of nonsensical, and I mean, they use cartoon logic so hardcore in this show, trying to adapt it into something like a movie it just didn't work. Now, from some of the people I've heard from, some of the plot had changed from the cartoon up until the movie. Apparently, the movie itself was supposed to be written kind of sort of by Kevin Smith, and that's why there's so many adult overtones of the whole fucking movie. Or at least adult in humor, not adult in, complete subject matter, but it just irritated me, but I'll get into that as I go along. Now, I've got really no love for Scooby-Doo. I really don't like Scooby-Doo. When I was a kid, you could watch it. It was funny to watch. But as you get older, it's one of those that kind of gets old in a goddamn hurry. Oh god, the Wayne's World clip. these bits with me in front of the camera, I didn't have a formula yet, so introducing the characters and the plot and design and all that other fun stuff was kind of sort of clunky at first. And then when we get into the movie like we are right now, trying to translate, that's just it, I started to exclude a lot of characters that may take place in these adaptation reviews, because I'm not exactly sure how to introduce them into the whole thing. It's kind of, there's just some characters that are just not entirely important to the plot when it comes down to a movie from an adapting source, mostly because nobody remembered them in the first fucking place. And yes, that was actually my genuine reaction seeing Linda Cardellini as fucking Velma. I mean, have you ever seen this woman at all do anything other than just Scooby-Doo? Because I have to admit, she's very attractive. And yes, I do have a thing for geeky chicks. I mean, there's something about glasses and brunette hair that seems to drive me nuts. Now, I already know there's a lot of people that fucking hate me because I tell everybody I really hate Sarah Michelle Gellar, and this motherfucker too. I fucking hate the younger actors, because the younger actors from, I guess you could say, my generation of actors, they suck. They royally suck. I mean, Freddie Prinze Jr. cannot act worth a shit. His father knew how to fucking do comedy. This motherfucker is blander than burnt toast, and I just can't stand it. I still have a personal issue with this pretty boy ass gasket. Okay, this whole thing, I kind of bullshitted. My ex never made me watch this shit. I just generally had a hatred for Freddie Prinze Jr., and it's not so much. Well, it wasn't like really personal. Hell, it wasn't even really rational. So I had to say something that kind of was rational. I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but let's be honest, I really don't have an explanation for half the reasons why I hate shit. I guess I just look at it and I go, is this supposed to impress me? Same thing with CGI animation, which we're getting into with the whole Scooby-Doo thing. It really was just... This character looks stupid. Oh, my cousin asked me if this was really supposed to be him. No, it really wasn't. I just kind of threw the joke out there just because I thought it was funny. And my reaction to seeing Matthew Lillard. See, I'm a big fan of the Spoonie Experiment. I watch a lot of Spoonie's videos, and when I watched the Wing Commander video, I couldn't help but laugh my ass off when I looked at this. And then I went back to the Wing Commander, and I'm like, you know what? Spoonie's got a point. This shit is just fucking insane. It's funny as hell. Because those two clown shoes are constantly walking around the same fucking movies together. And yes, it really does scare the shit out of me that Matthew Lillard is going to be considered something of nostalgia. Because as funny as it may sound, after this movie and the following movie, Matthew Lillard actually came back to do the voice of Shaggy in it was in one of the newer cartoons that came out. I don't know if it's What's New Scooby-Doo or Mysteries Inc. or some bullshit. I can't remember. But he actually did come back to do the voice of Shaggy. Oh yeah, the whole Pam Anderson thing. I also have a royal disdain for animal rights activists, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but let's just say I'm more into animal welfare, which, you know, you treat the animals with respect and kindness and all that crap. Animal rights activists are just flat out fucking insane. Oh god, everybody laughed their asses off when I said that joke. Yeah, you start to get a really good idea of exactly how much of a douchebag Fred really is in this. And it goes well the hell against character of Fred Jones in the cartoon. Freddy wasn't an egotistical jagoff until maybe much, much, much later in the character's life cycle. The fact that Daphne is this whiny, bitchy, cunty, fucking... I mean, I've never seen a character this go against type so fucking hardcore. And the whole the whole fucking quitting sequence, it just makes no fucking sense to me. It's like these people have worked together this goddamn long. Actually, this is another question I had to ask in terms of adaptations. When they move it over to a movie, exactly how long have these characters been in existence up until to have this movie in terms of their own universe? So what I mean is have they really been together for probably about 10 years or some shit? Or has it been like maybe 3 years? Because if it really has been from 1969 all the way to 2002 when this came out, I could see the tension actually working, but if it's only been 3 years, you're just being childish and retarded. Oh, fuck. This scene. Oh, God. You know, if there's anything I hate is really, really forced humor, especially if you're taking in the concept that, yeah, you want to know what? We all make the jokes. I mean, there's a lot of people... There was a lot of people that have made jokes that Scooby and Shaggy were potheads. The simple fact that you decided to put that into your fucking movie really pisses me off. It's like, we can make jokes like that. It's perfectly okay if we make those jokes. But if the movie executives make those jokes, we can't take them seriously. And of course, they get bribed with food to go to this fucking island, and they all meet up at the fucking airport. And yes, that is a book. That book that Fred is holding is actually an autobiography about himself. And then there's this. She explains that she is now a black belt. And you want to know what? I know Sarah Michelle Gellar actually is a black belt and all this other shit. And here's the thing of it, though. I don't know why, I don't know how, and... Oh, fuck me, this too. Yeah, I wanted to make this a recurring joke, but the problem is I don't know of many adaptations that do stuff like that. I guess you could say I'm trying a little too hard, but anyway, going back to the Sarah Michelle Gellar thing, I don't know where I heard it. It was many, many, many years ago, well over 10, now that I think about it, that Gellar really got ticked off at the way the character was written, and I don't know if she ever actually watched an episode of Scooby-Doo or anything, and she's older than I am, but why the fuck would you not watch this and not fucking realize that the character is a... That's the reason why her name was Danger Prone Daphne in the fucking cartoon. You know, you can't really piss and moan, oh, well, my character gets kidnapped all the time. It's like, no shit, Sherlock, that's the whole point of the character. It could be worse. It could be 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, where she supposedly knows how not to get caught or some shit. You know what? In that cartoon, Daphne somehow turned into April fucking O'Neil, except with a yellow... Instead of a yellow jumpsuit, it's actually a purple one. It's actually kind of funny. Oh, God, I've been talking about that the whole time. And then... Oh, God. The logical fallacy explanations, the back and forth argument between oneself, trying to figure out if the other person's truly right, which is the primary reason why I threw The Princess Bride and even fucking the original Star Trek into this whole thing. Oh, God. And I know it seems like I'm like trying to skip through a lot of this, and it was actually kind of weird. This is the longest video I had ever made, and I guess that would explain why this was so hard to get edited together, and it actually took me almost a month to get this thing edited. And that was because in the original, actually when I started doing this video itself, I didn't know how to run the software that I used for editing. I didn't have a goddamn clue. The thing was, I was actively chopping up the video as I was going along, instead of using, well, here's the thing. I use PowerDirector 10, which is a Cyberlink software, and it's actually very good. It's very easy to edit stuff together with it. The problem is unless you know how to work all the functions exactly as needed, you kind of take a long time on videos, and the bad part was this was before I upgraded my computer. The computer crashed on me constantly, so I had to redo an awful lot of the a lot of the hardware in my computer, and then just trying to get this fucking thing edited together, it took a million goddamn years. Apparently there's a scene detection option in the Power Director software that chops up all the scenes for you automatically, and then you can just drag and drop them right into the timeline as you're editing it together, as you see fit. I didn't know that at first, so I was actively looking through all of the video myself, and then chopping it up where I saw that it was going to fit into the video. And the thing was, that took more of a that was more of a grueling process than I ever wanted to be in my entire fucking life. What a goddamn nightmare. AT&T training. I used to work for AT&T. That's the reason why I threw that in there. Now, everybody kind of wonders why I get irritated at shit. And one of the things I get really, really irritated with in these movies that are supposed to be, like, for kids and stuff, is this needless fucking toilet humor, which is the reason why I went on this rant. I mean, as you see in my later videos, like in, I go on in later videos, such as, Alvin and the Chipmunks. I really hated it when they put a lot of poop humor in these things. It's like, who are you trying to write this for? Are you trying to write it for kids, or are you trying to write it for adults that are stoned out of their fucking mind? I mean, yeah, you got Matthew Lillard in here. Okay, I figured that was enough pothead for everybody. This plot is kind of sort of incoherent. You really have no idea what's going on through half of it. And then there's just the simple fact that suddenly, just like I'm going through here on this whole thing, how the fuck did Velma know how to translate that damn thing? Yep, a testament to my Ghostbuster fandom. And then there's this jagoff that just suddenly comes in out of nowhere. I have no idea where the hell this guy came from. Yeah, you kind of see him in the background a couple of times, but that's not so much of a Chekhov's gun as it is a waste of fucking time. It's like, uh-oh. Oh, yeah, that's right. You know what's really funny? I forget who was supposed to be in this movie originally. I mean, if you go and you watch the Blockbuster Busters version of this review, which, oddly enough, came out after mine, apparently because Scrappy was going to be in this movie, there was somebody that was supposed to be in the movie, too, and they got pissed off and said, nope, fuck you. I don't care if I violate a contract, you send me to jail, or you get lawyers on my ass. I am not acting in this movie if Scrappy is in it. I don't have any recollection of who that was. See, the first time I watched this, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, Scrappy's the fucking villain. He has to be the villain because, let's be honest, nobody fucking likes him. And this movie already seems like it's incredibly self-aware. Hence the on-running pot jokes and all the toilet humor and shit like that. The movie just seemed like it was self-aware. And then when you see Rowan Atkinson scratching the back of his neck like he was a dog, oh, it ain't enough of a fucking indicator. Oh, God, when I wrote that list, I was trying so hard not to laugh when I was recording all that shit. Don't you see this in almost every movie? Like, every single, it's like almost every single movie that you see that there's somebody trying to convince an entire crowd that it's all bullshit, and then all of a sudden it bursts out from the back. Yeah, it's kind of like, that's the stupidest cliche ever. I mean, yeah, in a horror movie, it's one thing. I mean, hell, you had Deep Blue Sea where Samuel L. Jackson was talking about, oh, yeah, well, being trapped under ice is horrible and being in an avalanche, and all of a sudden the shark comes up and bites him on the ass. There's my jab at the president. Yeah, the mystery is just staggering in this whole movie. It's like you can almost tell what's going on. If there's ever a bigger mystery is why in the fuck Sugar Ray is in here. Yeah, I don't give a flying fuck if it was 2002 and being a douchebag in the early 2000s was perfectly acceptable. But no, I don't like the son of a bitch. I never liked the son of a bitch. His music sucks, and the simple fact that he was included in this movie royally pisses me off, which is the reason why I went off on this fucking rant. That was actually a pretty that was a pretty hard jab at Twilight. Oh God. And yes, this was almost exactly what I did the first time I saw this. This fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. speaking Wigger. I couldn't understand what fucking douchebag dipshit producer thought it was a good idea to get in the middle of the fucking writing project and say, hey, yeah, why don't we have Freddie Prinze Jr. talk like he's a Wigger stereotype? That'd be fucking fun, right? I mean, that's how we're going to be able to mock today's situation. You want to know what? I don't give a flying fuck if you were making it as a parody of the kids of the day, but let's be frank with each other. You never have Freddy speaking Ebonics. That's bullshit. That's fucking irritating. And yes, I almost did slam my dick into my SUV car door because it pissed me off that bad. It's like, yeah, now everybody's fucking possessed and they're going crazy. What is this? The fucking Evil Dead? And that in and of itself was fucking improbable. Now, here's something that always confused me about this. Now, I believe that the monsters were, like, not skeletons. They were actually some sort of ectoplasmic runoff or some bullshit like that. But when that girl got smashed in the face with a tree branch, her face came loose like it was a fucking mask. Okay, so which one is it? Are they superhuman inside human bodies, or are they actively taking over the skin of the body like the Edgar Bug from Men in Black? Because, I mean, if you look at this is exactly what happens to the souls. What, did the whole body of the demon go inside the fucking person and then replace their entire skeletal structure? That made no sense to me.
Nonetheless, Velma finds her body, and her soul rejoins itself.
Yeah, I liked Velma before, and Jesus H. Christ, Linda really does that to me, yes. This whole thing was improvised, and no, I did not mean to stare at her breasts on the screen because I did not know that's what I was staring at. After all, it was keyed in later, so I didn't have a goddamn clue.
Someone must have spiked my root beer last night.
Fred, you friggin' protoplasmic head.
But I'm still the best.
You know, it's kind of weird that Shaggy is the one that actually is bailing out everybody else. I mean, that in and of itself was just something bizarre. And then we got another one of these interludes with Daphne going, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman. You want to know what? I'm not a feminist, but at the same time, I don't disrespect women. But there's a fucking point where if you really want to drive home the point that you're a strong, independent woman, don't rub it in people's faces. Just go, okay, I'll take the help where possible, but if I get stuck in a jam by myself, I could take care of it. And now we're getting into this stupid-ass fucking joke about Fred being in Daphne's body. And it's like, this is a PG movie. And yes, I did check the box. It's a PG movie.
Hey, I can look at myself naked.
This is a yeah, and that's the reason why I said that. It's just, my God. And then they go through this whole fucking scene. And here's the thing that really irritates the piss out of me about the next insult and joke and all this other shit coming up. Why in the hell is it that suddenly, I've noticed it an awful lot, but why is it there's a lot of intelligent, I should say, quote, intelligent characters suddenly spouting the words, if my calculations are correct? Now, to my understanding, Daphne, Fred, Velma, and Shaggy are all in the middle of this as it's happening. And then suddenly, and here comes the fucking line, if my calculations are correct. You know what? That's the reason why I had to go on the entire fucking rant, because no character really has the right to say that just out of the fucking blue. They've never seen this shit happen before. They're not... Ugh. And which gives me another point. What asshole... You know, that's the bad thing about doing these commentaries. I've never done them before. It's kind of hard for me to explain something that's going on from what I'm saying. Mostly because I think I've said just about everything there is to be said. And the reason why it's 37 minutes long is because I went into almost every conceivable goddamn detail in this movie and what irritates the piss out of me. I mean, there's just a point where you look at a lot of media and you just start noticing certain patterns and shit. I mean, you start to realize exactly how much they try to cram certain attributes of certain characters down one's throat. You want to know what's funny? In Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Velma was running a bookstore, a mystery bookstore. And now in this movie, after she quits, she suddenly becomes a fucking engineer at NASA. Okay, I'm pretty sure NASA has more of a goddamn sense to not allow stupid people who have unmasked assholes in factories, you know, to, like, run their very, very sophisticated, very, very dangerous equipment, no matter how fucking smart you think you are. Oh god, the ecto cooler joke. Yeah, if any of you guys are familiar with Brad Tries, I'm the numbnuts who invented the homemade ecto cooler formula, so I had to kind of throw in a little bit of a joke at my own expense. This whole fucking movie, I mean, it was so hard to watch it multiple times because I really didn't know much about the scripting process. I was really confused as to what to do, so I just decided to just watch the movie, and as I went along, I typed whatever it was I needed to type down on my laptop and just kind of ran with it. You know, it's pretty fucking obvious. I put a lot of Ghostbuster references in my shit, and it's because I can't help it. It's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of these things. Especially for something that's supposed to be paranormal related, like this stupid movie. And the thing was, there's a lot of things wrong with my editing technique in the early episodes, and it's not very hard to spot them. I mean, my audio levels are all over the goddamn place, my brightness levels are all over the goddamn place. Like here, you could barely hear Fred talking, and that's compared to the rest of the movie, and that's because I didn't know how to change the volume on any of the videos at first. So as time went on, I started to figure it out, but I also skipped a lot of pieces. And at this point on, it's like, you could tell the movie was trying to go for a extreme kind of version of life. It's like they were trying to go, oh yeah, well, we know how to do all this stuff because we're part of the extreme generation. Yeah, no. Fuck you. You want to know what I am? I'm part of the Crystal Pepsi generation. And no, that's not Generation Next. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, this whole movie kind of reminds me of those douchebags from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. The ones that always talk about being extreme but listen to really pussy music. I mean, I can't stand how certain people can write this stuff in there and then act as though it's so clever and fresh. It's just... The bad part is I'm not sure if this movie was to be taken literally or to be taken like as a joke or a parody, because there's a lot of stuff that exaggerates everything about our culture in the early 2000s that, I don't know, it just seemed like they were making fun of it, but at the same time they were like trying to get it to relate to kids. It's like, how the hell do you do that? I mean, now we got like these fucking characters that don't know when to shut the fuck up and get moving, and that's the reason why his character's dead. Now the funny thing is now in this part I actually made one hell of an attempt not to call that thing on his chest a fucking ghost trap. And yeah, I mean, I was actually rather surprised that Shaggy had the balls to get the fuck up and beat the shit out of that son of a bitch. Yeah, false ending. Sorry, folks. All of this just really pisses me off, and it's because there's so much... It's like they try to treat you like you're an idiot, and they try to treat you like you have no idea how to figure this out, and it's like, I already figured it out. I already figured it out. That was fucking Scrappy in that stupid thing. Yeah. There was actually more I was supposed to say in this whole line, but I just cut it down because that was more funny.
shithead needed more than puppy power to act.
I honestly don't know why this whole scene even bothered to take place at all. I mean, what, you just needed to prove that Daphne can kick the shit out of somebody so they get fucking, some luchador asshole to fucking go and get into a fight with her?
Instant 10 out of 5.
I'm sorry, that was kind of biased. I meant 20. Bad part is I actually mean that. Now, the thing is, the whole fight really makes no goddamn sense. The music fucking sucks in this whole sequence, and there's really not much I could say in terms of the commentary with this. I mean, the technical aspects of everything that I did to make this review at all is so much. I mean, there's only so much I could say about that, and then there's so much I could say about the rest of this. That's the problem with this entire review thing. I mean, I've got somewhere close to 30 minutes in right now. You can actually tell it on the meter down there. But this thing is about 34 to 37 minutes long. I tend to forget, but I really don't see the point in this entire movie at all. There was really no point. The thing was they were just trying to cash in on it, and then they were trying to get people who weren't really all that well known at the time to be more well known, and frankly, I kind of wish they didn't. Okay, I don't get. You wanna know what? I hate to have to go back to it, and I know I've said it multiple times. I hate Sarah Michelle Gellar. I wish she'd fucking go the fuck away. I hated Buffy, and fuck all of you Joss Whedon fanboys if you have a problem with that. Okay, there's a reason why I called myself the Dick Mick, and it's because, you want to know what? There's things that I don't like, and if you're going to be a fanboy dipshit about it, I'm going to insult you. Because guess what? You're fucking stupid. Okay, you're trying to force me to see it your way, and you want to know what? I don't like Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's not attractive. I don't give a shit how much ass she can kick. One bullet, and she's done. Okay, let's just put it like that. Okay, now that part was actually pretty funny. Now, the thing is, I hate... Okay, Fred and Daphne kissing. It seemed like they fucking hated each other the entire movie, and then that happens. There was never anything I had ever seen in my entire life that served less of a fucking point than this movie. There is absolutely nothing to redeem from it, nothing to take away. There's the mixing of magic and skepticism in a show that really never had... that had a world that ghosts did not exist. And now all these fucking demons come up? What the fuck? Okay, you can't just mix these worlds together and then act as though it's something significant. And considering the fact that, yes, I did point it out, Scooby-Doo was actually recycled into multiple shows at the same fucking time. And it's because Hanna-Barbera just, like, wanted to rape the ever-loving fuck out of the idea. My ending thoughts on this, I guess, best sum the whole thing up. There's really nothing to redeem from this. I mean, they just destroyed the entire franchise, and then they tried to act as though that they were being clever and witty and funny in this whole thing. And really, there's no point. Look, if there's anything I could tell you guys is... I mean, I could do more of these commentaries if I really wanted to, but I really don't think there's much of a reason for me to do so. I mean, I've said just about everything there is to be said about these about everything that goes on in these movies, and this one was a little bit bigger because I was not very familiar with what to do. I also threw in so many fucking jokes. I guess I kind of threw all my eggs in one basket on this one, but well, that's my well, that's pretty much my commentary for this video, and I hope to see you guys in the future. In the meantime, don't get caught watching crap.
Didn't they do that joke in Half-Baked?